Good evening. Tonight, we invite you on a journey, not to a place, but to a state of being. We are about to explore one of the timeless themes of Persian and Sufi wisdom, the story of the king and the dervish.
This tale is far more than a simple fable. It is a spiritual mirror reflecting a universal truth. The version you're about to hear is deeply rooted in the tradition of great poets like Rumi and Saadi, whose wisdom has shaped global literature for centuries, and may not have a single named author. Instead, it is part of a rich, shared heritage passed down by dervishes and storytellers across the Persian world.
Imagine a king living in a palace of gold, yet drowning in anxiety. He has everything, but feels utterly empty. His crown is his prison. This character, the king, represents every one of us trapped by expectations, status, and the lie that external power brings inner peace.
His desperate quest leads him into the desolate silence of the desert to find a dervish. The dervish, a Persian term for a spiritual seeker or mystic, possesses nothing but a ragged cloak and a simple wooden bowl. Yet he radiates joy. This contrast is the core power of the narrative. It challenges a modern, materialistic world with an ancient question: what is the true cost of enough?
The literary tradition behind this tale is a pure treasure. For centuries, figures in Iran, Central Asia, and beyond, from the mystic Hilali, who penned a famous poem on the theme, to Baha'u'llah, who used similar stories to teach the value of detachment, have explored this dynamic contrast. They teach us that the heaviest chain is the one we forge for ourselves.
Get ready to hear the king's anxious whisper in the silence of the desert, and the dervish's profound, liberating laughter. This story will make you look at your own crown, your job, your titles, your possessions, and ask the same question: is this a symbol of power or just a heavy weight on my heart? Tune in now and let the wisdom of the dervish speak to the king within you.
He screams, but no one hears. Physicians come with potions, sorcerers with spells, astronomers with charts. None know his pain, because his pain is not in the body, not in the mind, but in the soul.
Then one night, in the silence, a rumor arrives. In a cave deep in the desert lives a dervish with a cracked wooden bowl, a tattered cloak, and a smile that has swallowed the world's sorrows and spat out light. The king laughs first, a bitter laugh, like someone mocking death. Then he rages. Why should a beggar have what he lacks? And then, tears well in his eyes. For the first time in years, tears.
He mounts his horse, not with caravans of gold, not with armies, just himself, his crown, and a heart that no longer wished to be king. The desert swallows him, and in the heart of darkness, a faint glow, the dervish's cave. Now, hold your breath. This is our story, the story of anyone who thinks happiness lies beyond their walls. Your story, my story. Listen, because something inside you is about to tremble.
The king reached the cave. His legs shook, not from fatigue, but fear. The dervish sat on a stone, eyes closed, yet seeing everything. The king wanted to shout, but his voice cracked. He only whispered, "Why do you smile?"
The dervish opened his eyes like oceans in motion. He said, "Because I remember who I was and who I am now." The king stepped closer. The scent of bitter tea filled the air. The dervish handed him a wooden cup. The king's hand trembled. The first sip burned like fire, but a cleansing fire.
The king lowered his head. A tear fell on his golden beard. He said, "I cannot break my chains. My crown, my palace, my people. The dervish took his hand, warm, rough, real. He said, "You don't need to break them. Just one night. Tonight, remove your crown. Take off your royal robes. Sleep in my cloak, beneath the stars. Just one night. Let your heart breathe."
The king wanted to protest, but there was something in the dervish's voice, maternal. Night fell. He removed the crown. It was heavy. He hadn't felt its weight in years. He shed the silk robes. His skin shivered beneath the coarse cloak. He lay in the desert. The sands embraced him. The wind stroked his hair. The stars, so close, he could almost touch them.
And for the first time in years, he wept. Not from sorrow, from lightness. Then he slept, a sleep so deep like a child in his mother's arms. In the dream, he saw himself, a boy running barefoot through alleys, laughing so hard the world shook.
Morning came. The dervish sat beside him. The king said, "Last night I saw my mother." She said, "You're still the same boy. The crown is just heavy on your head." The dervish smiled. "See, happiness is not outside. It's within. Sometimes you just need to remove the crown to hear it."
The king asked, "So I must abandon everything?" The dervish shook his head. "Every day, for 1 hour, remove the crown, wear simple clothes, sit in the market, speak to the baker, laugh with a child. Let your heart become a child again."
The king returned to his palace, but every night before sleep, he would remove his crown and stare at it and ask, "Who are you that I must be?" And every day, for 1 hour, he was in the market, buying bread with his own hands, looking into children's eyes, and with his heart laughing. And at night, sleep came, like rain after years of drought.
And so the king learned, we are all kings. With crowns we forged ourselves, from fear, from expectation, from should. But beneath the crown, we are still that child, the child who only wanted to run, to laugh, to love.
You too can remove your crown right now. Just 1 hour. Turn off your phone, kick off your shoes, step outside, smell fresh bread, listen to a child's laughter. Let tears come, not from pain, but from joy. Happiness is not far. It's one deep breath away, one smile, one moment you forget yourself and simply are. The story ends, but you have only just begun.